Hey everybody, it's me again, Lisa, owner and operator of Sugar Needs here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And this thing has been on my heart, mind, or maybe the Lord just put it in my spirit because of the way I've been feeling about a lot of things lately. And I think I want to share it with you all. Everybody says, I don't know who this is for. I'm just gonna say it's for me. But I felt like I should share it because it may benefit someone else. A lot of times we look at our circumstances and we have spent way too much time looking for the person or the situation for blame, I guess you would say. What caused this? When you're trying to find fault in other people. And most of the time, the ownership is on us, right? People talk about my haters and the enemy. Usually the enemy, they're talking about the devil. And just to side note, we need to stop giving the devil more power than he actually has. But that's another conversation for a pastor, and I'm not a pastor. Anywho, but sometimes we're the problem. And I'm not going to say sometimes. I'm going to go most of the time. We are the problem. I am the problem. The Lord told me I am the problem. I am my problem. I am my biggest enemy. I am my greatest competitor. And then I get in my own way. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with horrible coworkers, a horrible manager, horrible friends that you feel like don't support you, horrible family members, horrible partner, all of that. I think when you're immature, you find it easy to blame other people for your circumstances or for whatever happened. When the reality is, you're the blame because you're the problem. You're the common denominator in all this. Do you realize that, right? Sometimes we set ourselves up for failure because we don't put up boundaries. We don't hold ourselves accountable. We're too busy holding other people accountable for their actions. We sabotage our own success. We have this goal, and sometimes the closer we get to this goal, we feel like we have this control, and you don't. And you end up starting over again, and over, and over, and over, and over again. So, I can say you gotta be disciplined. I can say you have to be consistent. I can say you have to set up a plan. I can say all these things because I plan my days every Sunday. I pretty much know what's going on throughout the week. But for some reason, I'm still scattered. For some reason, I still feel like my ducks are not in a row. And I'm not asking that things be perfect, but I know they could be better. And I know the only person to blame for it not being better and life going a little bit smoother is me. I know I have goals that I have not met, and the only person I can blame is me. Yeah, there are things that happen along the way, circumstances, situations, but at the end of the day, it didn't get done. It didn't get done because I didn't set the true intention to actually do it. Yeah, I give myself grace, right? I allow myself build the ability to understand that I'm going through a huge transition in life right now. I can give myself grace, but sometimes we give ourselves so much grace that it makes it's actually an excuse. So you have to learn the difference, that there's a fine line between grace and excuses. And sometimes for me, I'm trying to rush the process and I get ahead of myself mentally. I get so far ahead mentally and so concerned about what could or could not happen that I get stuck in this place where I'm really not moving the needle that I should be moving. So, this is a quick one. Honestly, I think you're the problem. You're your worst enemy. You get in your own way. You're your only competition. Sis, bruh. Like real talk. Ain't nobody paying that close attention. They really not. So yeah. So all the people that you think are your naysayers, you are your biggest naysayer. So you really just have to prove yourself wrong. Prove to yourself that you can do it. And just keep making those minor changes to get to that goal that you have. And sometimes it's not one major goal. Sometimes it's just getting to a place where you're consistent and your life is not easy, but definitely could run smoother on a day-to-day basis. Once again, I'm talking to myself. How much earlier do I need to wake up? What time do I need to go to bed? What can I be okay with not completing that day so that I can get up in the morning and finish it? Or move it to another space and time when it's more appropriate and priority? And what is my priority? Let's be honest. Do I even know what my priorities are? Other than keeping my kid alive and paying my bills and going to work every day? What else is it that I am supposed to be doing that I need to focus on? So yeah. See, I'm my own problem. Bye, y'all.